how do you start a class? What is an appropriate greeting? What are some good rapport questions? And how do you end a class with the awkward bye, click? Hey guys, Teacher Clara here. Today I just want to share with you some of the things that I do when I enter my classroom and when I exit that I think are very helpful and successful. And I know it's one of the things that as a new teacher maybe is very nerve-wracking. You know, you're in there, you want to make sure that you set the right tone, and then when you close that you actually close on a positive note so that that student hopefully will rebook you again. When I first start the class, I go ahead and I have a lot of younger students, so you have to tailor your greeting depending on the age of the student. But if I know that my student is a younger student, then as soon as I click the camera open, I put on my smile and I say, hello, hi, and hopefully they're replying back, right? If I see that they're not, then that's when I can get one of my props, you know, whether it be a stuffed animal or a puppet or something, and then I try the same. Hello. 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 And just try to play it off like that, right? So once we've established a hello, then I try to ask them a couple of questions that are rapport questions. If it's a student that I do not know, right, first time seeing them, then obviously I ask them, my name is, and I have this ready, so try not to like be going back and forth. So I usually have it here. My name is Teacher Clara. What is your name? Clara. And you always want to encourage them to complete or to say full sentences. So if they say, Willie, good, my name is Willie. Good job. So you've said your name, you've heard their name, and if it's a name that you cannot pronounce because it's a Mandarin name, then try your best to say it. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll say, Chin Chin? Yes. And I just try to make it funny, like, I'm so dumb, I don't know how to say your name, right? Play it off. Most of the times they're fine. If I get it, great. Try to remember how to pronounce it. If I don't get it after a couple of tries, I just move on. We don't want to dwell on how to pronounce their name forever and ever. So you now have said hello. You've asked them what their name is. Now you could ask them how old they are, but I find that that's not really telling, right? Okay, so you're 4. Chances are that when you see the profile of the student, you'll have the age there. So other than having them practice how, you know, the sentence I am however years old, I don't think that that's a really effective rapport building question. So what I do instead is I have this, and you do not need to go and purchase this, but I found this at I want to say at the Target dollar spot. But you can have a similar thing, you know, a happy face, a sad face, and I ask them, and usually, so for example, say that the name is Willie, so then I'll put, I grab this and say, Willie? Willie? Yes, good. Willie, how are you today? Are you happy? And sometimes, a lot of times they'll say no at first. So I'm like, no? Are you sad? No? Are you mad? No. You're you're happy, 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 happy. Good. And so then, you've shown them a couple of emotions. You've kind of made it funny, right? And again, I'm talking about lower level students. Although you could probably do that with higher level students, but with the lower level students, the faces, and if you can make those faces too, they usually find it very funny, until you circle back to happy, and then you're like, you are happy, and then you can move on, and then you again ask them, say, I am happy. Good job, Willie. Yay. And then here, something I've started doing recently, and I know this seems like it's a long setup, right? But trust me, I think it will be beneficial. Try not to spend more than like 2 minutes, because you will then eat up into your time for the slides. But if it's a lower level, you have less slides per minute. So normally a class is 25 minutes. On a higher level, you may have just about 25 or more, depending on how high the level is. But on the lower levels, you have less than 25, so that allows you to have a little bit more time in the beginning to establish those questions. So we've asked them, we've told them hello, we've asked them their name, we've asked them how they are, and then now what I've started doing is I've started selecting pre-class a couple of reward systems, and then I'll ask them. So, or if I already know, for example, a trial, I usually use ice cream for a trial reward, and I'll say, Willie, do you like ice cream? And then he might be like, ice cream. Do you like ice cream? Yes. Now, if they're very low level, I'm not going to tell them, when you do a good job, you will get an ice cream. I'm just asking them, do you like ice cream? And they can understand, yes, thumbs up ice cream, or thumbs down ice cream. Hopefully they'll say yes, right? If you have a little bit higher level student, someone that can understand a little bit more, then you can ask them, do you like ice cream or cookies? And then say that they say, cookies. Okay. When you do a good job, you will get a cookie in the cookie jar. Cookie in the cookie jar for you. Good job. And I always try to reiterate, good job, right? This is good job. And then that's it. And then I ask them, okay, Willie, are you ready? Ready, let's go. And that's when I start my class, right? So we've spent a little bit of time making sure that they get comfortable, that they answer a couple of questions, and that they know, oh wow, okay, I'm gonna get a cookie today. And I had the choice between ice cream and cookie, and I chose cookie. So that would be my suggestion for entering the classroom, is having those questions, and then your reward systems to be able to set them up so that you can then not worry about introducing them as you're already teaching the content, which, guilty, I was doing that before and I found it a little bit awkward. So now I'm doing it right in the beginning before we even start, and I find that it's a lot more effective. If you have an upper level student, then some of the questions might be like, did you go to school today? Yes. What is your favorite class in school? And then again, you can grab like a whiteboard and say 1 + 2 or 1 + 1 = 2 math. And then maybe you can grab a book. Reading? No. Sports? Psh. Yeah. A lot of times they'll say sports. So whatever, they may be able to answer that. That's a good one to ask. You can also ask them if it's a weekend, what did you do today? Did you play with friends? Yeah. No. Did you study? And so, whatever question you might see fitting for an upper level, but those are good ones to ask. You can also ask them, "How are you today?" And practice emotion. So you have a big range between the K level students at gogokid, which are just your beginners. They're learning words at this point. Then you have your level one who can speak in small sentences and they're able to read small sentences and paragraphs. And then it goes up from there. And your level four is pretty much a proficient student. They're just working on perfecting the craft, if you may. So there's a big range. Obviously, tailor it to whatever you think seems fitting, but these are just some suggestions and things that have worked for me. So you go in, you do your greeting, you do your class, and then at the end comes the awkward, how do I close this so that it's not like bye, and you click mid-sentence and the student's like, where the heck did the teacher go? So what I like to do is make sure that you get to that song slide on the lower levels, that you get to that song slide, or you get to those review slides in the higher levels, because that will give you a chance to close it out. With the song, it's very easy, and what I have started doing is, depending on how much time I have, right? I usually take my time with the lower levels and I end right on time. If not, I may usually go like 26. So I'm never really early unless the student is like in the wrong level and super advanced, and then I'm having to do a lot of extension. But generally, I can pace myself to end right at 25, 26 minutes, which is great. And that entails a whole minute for, or 30 seconds for the song. So when I play this song, I say, okay, great job. Now let's listen to the song. And then play the song. And then as they're listening to the song, depending again on how much time I have left, maybe I'll grab my reward and I'll be like, oh, look. And then I'll give them the last reward, right? I usually save my fifth of whatever it is I'm giving them to the last minute, and say that there's 4 in here. And as they're listening to the song, I'm counting. And I'm just mouthing 5 cookies, look, wow. Because in my opinion, they don't really, it might be a good sounding song, but I don't know that they're understanding all the lyrics. I don't know, maybe I'm doing things wrong, but this seems to work for me because it's like, okay, they're listening to the song, we're not necessarily singing. You can sing for sure, but I find that if I'm running out of time or really close, then this is a good time for me to like say, look, you have one last reward, and then 5 stars, wow. And then the song ends and I say, great job, Willie, you got 5 cookies and 5 stars. Great job today. I will see you next class. Okay? Thank you. Good night. And then I click. So again, this is a lower level student. They find that funny, and usually it's my early morning, it's their nighttime, so I say goodnight to them and I thank them. And if I see that mom or dad or grandma or whoever is around, I also say, thank you, Mom. Thank you, Willie. Good night. Right. Thank the parents. And a lot of times I'll hear, thank you, teacher. And that's great. And I've gotten a lot of feedback just by incorporating that thank you to them. So that's how I close my lower level students, and I feel like it's not awkward. Sometimes I just wait for a little bit, bye, bye. And when I click, they're still saying bye, but I've had an opportunity for them to say bye, right? So we're just saying bye, bye, bye. That's fine. And then with the higher level students that can actually understand me, again, I reiterate, you did a great job today. Great job listening. Great job pronouncing your words. I am so proud of you. Keep up the good work. I will see you next class, okay? And then they say, bye, teacher. Bye, Willie. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. And then that's it. So again, my tips to you are save enough time in the beginning and at the end of your class that you can have that space to do all those things, because I think the payoff is great. You hopefully will get return students from that, and then also if they leave on a great note and happy about your class, hopefully they will leave you feedback saying that you are a 5-star teacher, which is what we're all looking for because it feels great to get 5 stars. So anyway, that's all I have to say about greetings and exiting the classroom. I hope that you found this helpful. Let me know down below, what are some tips that you actually use for entering and exiting your classroom? I'd love to know what other teachers do. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys later.